is up, YouTube? This is your host, Ranee B, here to spill that homicidal tea. And in today's case, we have a young woman with friends who were anything but. I know that videos are few and far between, but I've been on vacation, actually really on vacation, not lying about it. And I've been working like an animal. I mean, it's crazy. I got an employee month thing. So, I mean, and a raise. And then I got another raise and a new title. I'm just all that kind of stuff. But it's all sorts of fun stuff. But it keeps me from you guys. That, and I actually realized something the other night of how dumb importance that I've been putting on things that were inconsequential. If you don't know about the YouTube algorithm, it requires you to have 4,000 watch hours in a 365-day period that slides. As the next day goes, that first day of views falls off. So to get monetized and all that. So something that I really want to happen so I can start giving to victims to charities and things like that. But anyway, well, a couple of my videos early on, they went not really viral, but they were, like 1,000 or more views. And those watch hours pushed me like 2,900. Well, life happens and videos slowed down. And then, one of those videos that had all the hours, it must have fallen outside that 365-day count. Well, that put my watch time at like 600 hours. And so I nearly wanted to give it up because like at that pace, I'll never get monetized. And I realized that that's not why I'm doing this. And that was the real moment that I referenced earlier. Like that was the clarity that I had. I said, if you're doing videos, I said this to myself, if you're doing videos on YouTube about victims and true crime to make money, you're in it for the wrong reason, in my opinion. I mean, if you're a full-time creator and that's your job and you have writers and editors and staff and stuff like that, that's a business. Make your money from advertising. Absolutely. But for people like me, no, don't profit. That's wrong. And also, what's the most wrong that I actually got from Taylor Swift's Americana documentary Nerd! Is to allow social media to distort your confidence. Both of those things happened, and I didn't become aware of it till the other night. And that's when I was like, you know what? Get your bearings and get back to why you started doing these videos. With all that out of the way, let's just get into it. The solved homicide case of Cheyenne Clough. In a town named Buffalo, Minnesota, a little town, it was about 45 minutes west of Twin Cities, was where a young girl named Cheyenne Clough grew up. Now, despite being known as, somewhat different from her peers, this allowed Cheyenne to become friends with many different types of people and mingle, among the different friendship circles. Well, in the summer of 2012, Cheyenne found out that she was pregnant. She was only 15, but later she decided it would be best for her to drop out of school, maybe come back and get her GED later, and just give her mother primary custody of the child, because that would probably give the child the best potential of having a good life. Now, this isn't a story of a kid who dropped out and became one of those leeches on society. And I mean, she held many jobs, and she moved into a new home in nearby Maple Lake, making sure to see her son as frequently as she could. Now, over time, the relationship with the father of the child started to crumble. Usually doesn't that young, unfortunately. But Cheyenne ended the courtship, and she started dating somebody else. Now, the new couple, they lasted only about a year before calling it quits, but it wasn't a peaceful breakup, far from it. Cheyenne bounced back, started dating someone new, a man named Devin Boyles, and Devin was known in the community, though, as a bad boy. The type that you kind of, warn your kids about. But girls will be girls and they like the bad boys. Well, rumors swirled and the people were saying he was in a gang and whatnot. It didn't deter Cheyenne, nor the fact that Devin had a criminal record, but they were inseparable. And Cheyenne was living in a situation that was going well. She shared a house in Maple Lake with a couple of other people, two girls named Callie Anderson and Natasha Bradenberger, who Cheyenne was rather close with. And then the others in the house were Justin Jensen, that was Natasha's boyfriend, and Sean Benson, Callie's boyfriend. Now, it was a fun group of people that all got along really well at first. Callie started souring on Cheyenne whenever Cheyenne refused her request to go on dates with guys on different dating apps to rob them. Not just that, according to the small town rumors, Callie was envious of Cheyenne and Natasha's friendship. So Callie started talking trash, about Cheyenne, even in front of her sometimes. And this was an effort to make her look bad to Natasha. Now, fast forward to June 1st, 2016, a 911 call was made, and a caller reported seeing what may be a dead body in Wright County, and that's Minnesota's Crow Springs Park. In this park, the body of a young woman had been discovered face down, but still alive. She was immediately transported to the hospital. She suffered a gunshot wound to her head and back. Multiple witnesses came forward to tell police they heard a woman scream and what they believed to be gunshots. Now, what happened? Police identified the victim to be Cheyenne Clough, and her family was immediately questioned about her enemies while she was in the hospital. Both Devin's name and the name of her other ex-boyfriend were mentioned. The former boyfriend stated that, he had information that a bounty hunter had just picked up Devin. It turns out that was the day before Cheyenne was discovered on May 31st. Now, Devin was taken into custody at a Maple Lakes address. Devin was questioned by the police on a case that may have involved him. It was alleged on June 1st. And he confirmed that Cheyenne had been with him when he was detained that day before. It was around 1 p.m. the day before. Well, due to this new information, Devin was ruled out by the cops. And when the shooting happened, he was in custody. He couldn't have done it. So now what? Police went on to interview Cheyenne's housemates. However, when they got there, nobody was home. And it appeared that they had departed quickly. Okay, we know where this is going. The house was in complete disarray. There were shell casings and scattered around, bullet holes in the walls, cartridge casings, all of which appeared to be consistent with the firearm used to shoot Cheyenne. Natasha's ID was also left behind, which was odd. But the cops inquired Cheyenne's new roommates, from her family and friends, that they claimed that in addition to other problems, Natasha and Callie had started to bully her. Now, Natasha was discovered to be pretty two-faced and not at all as nice as she appeared to be to Cheyenne. On June 3rd, 2016, the police learned that a vehicle similar to Natasha and Justin's had been seen at a gas station on surveillance camera. This was right outside of Minneapolis. The police also discovered that Callie, Sean, and a third companion, now who is this guy? That would be Eddie Zelko, had been in the car with them. Now, while looking into the group's social media accounts, authorities learned that the group had visited International Falls, which wasn't far from the Canadian border. They posted pictures on their social media stuff, basically leaving digital breadcrumbs of their entire journey. Smart. Possibly, one of them included fleeing across the border. Oh, gosh. Well, meanwhile, Cheyenne's life support, it was turned off on June 4th, 2016. It was then that the case was officially declared a homicide. Now, International Falls, the cops discovered Eddie Zelko, he actually lived up there. The police hedged all their bets on these people being so young and scared by being detained that one of them would break. So they spoke to Callie first. She stated that she was just on a road trip to International Falls, nothing more. That was all. However, prior to their departing for that trip, Callie did state that after Devin was taken into custody, the police custody, Cheyenne thought Natasha had been the one that placed the call leading police to come to their house to arrest Devin. Cheyenne confronted Natasha about this and said she knew that Callie had a warrant for assault and that what if she decided to snitch like she thought that they had? That sent everybody over the edge. They were done. They weren't having that from an outsider because this group was kind of their own group, and Cheyenne was an outsider. So anybody that threatened that little whatever, they were an outsider, like I said, and prime target. Well, like I said, that sent everyone over the edge. They told her to get the hell out of the house. And cops learned from the interview with Natasha basically the same thing. Natasha went on to say that once Cheyenne started threatening to turn people in and stuff, and that whole turning the scene into chaos, that was a moment when the two couples decided that Cheyenne just had to go. And I don't mean leave the house. I mean leave this earth. Natasha admitted getting a gun from their house and putting it in a backpack to hand over to Justin. Justin, in turn, gave the backpack to Sean. Sean and Eddie were the ones who had volunteered to drive Cheyenne somewhere after she was forced to leave the house. Now, Cheyenne didn't know they had a backpack full of weapons, but that sucks. They all three left, but after an hour, only 2 people returned, Sean and Eddie. They gave the signal to the group that they had taken care of everything. The murder weapon never found. It was an easy enough case to prosecute with all the witnesses' statements. Justin, Sean, Eddie, they all entered actually guilty pleas to second-degree intentional murder, which if it's intentional, I don't know how it's second degree, but whatever. They each received prison terms of 30 to 40 years. Now get this. No charges at all for Callie and Natasha. What I found online is that there are a lot of people that think that Natasha was the ultimate mastermind, but there are also some other people that made statements that they thought Justin was the ultimate ringleader. It also had come out later that on June 1st, Eddie, Justin, and Sean all stated that they had used meth before killing Cheyenne. Now, it just seems like a perfect storm of low income, low education, drug taking. It brings out the worst in people and the absolute worst decisions that they could have had in this situation. Now, I've never been like shy about talking about my drug escapades or whatnot, but I've never done drugs and been like, let's kill someone. It just doesn't make sense. But I mean, now nobody in this case ever said that they used drugs on the record, but as far as I can tell, it just makes me think that that's how people think. And it's one of their excuses once they get high and do something stupid that, oh, it was the dope. But anyway, the mention of it just makes me, in the news reports, it makes me think that someone looked at the fact of this and was like, oh, that's the cause. Like I said, I don't buy it. I think it takes a certain type of thing that can take the life of anything for other than self-protection. I mean, anything. Like, killing animals even, I mean, I like animals more than people, but still, like, if you're not protecting yourself or extenuating circumstances like sexual assault, things like that, then I don't understand any substance that can make you kill someone. I don't buy it. So I wish I was on that jury. Anyway, before I go even further off the rails, let's stop for this case today because, like I said, Natasha and Callie weren't even charged. So let's just hope that karma gets them. And girls, if you ever come across this video, y'all seem like swell gals. Hope I meet you someday in a dark alley. I would love it. Anyway, I'm just kidding. It's not a threat. Anyway, stay awesome. Stay beautiful. And I've missed you guys so much. And I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to say it. I say it at the end of every video. I promise I'll make more. Hey, liar. Liar. Stay beautiful. More importantly, stay out of jail for murder. You don't want to be one of these people. That is, unless you want to be in one of my videos. But then that means that it would be solved and you'd be in jail. Well, if you killed somebody, you need to be in jail. Okay, I'm rambling. Let's go. You know what? That is it. Until the next video, which will be soon.
So many lies, Kyle. You can't even keep them straight.
Soonish. Anyway. All right. We'll see you later. Bye.
So just chill out. Drink a 7-Up, eat a moon pie, quit murdering people.